I'd like to call this meeting to order and welcome everyone on this Wednesday. And yeah, it's gonna be a great meeting tonight. So I'd like to read the mission statement. Okay.
We, the associated students of Northern University, are committed to promoting holistic growth, safety, well-being, and connection. We shall serve and advocate for the diverse voices of our student body justly and with compassion, establishing an equitable community through grace, respect, and intentional engagement.
Okay, minutes approval from last week.
Oh, that's supposed to be December. I mean, February, not December.
Why are we going way back, folks?
I move to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes. Okay, so before we get into this, I just wanted to bring up a couple things. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each article that we've made changes to, and that's what we're going to be voting on. And let's go each article at a time. When we get to it, I'll ask for a motion, and then if it gets motioned and seconded, we'll leave time for discussion. If there's amendments that need to be made, I'll ask the person who made a motion to if they'd be willing to make those friendly amendments. When it comes to discussion, we'd rather have everyone talk once and then let everyone else talk before speaking again. And if someone says something that you agree with, just knock. We don't need to be going in loops. That'll help save time. And again, that's what the knocks are for. Any questions before we get going? All right, let's dive into it. There's Sophie.
Sophie!
Okay. Okay. Can everyone read that? See that? Yeah? Okay, good. Cool.
Okay. Going through Article 1, we have just the one change of changing from getting rid of undergraduate. Do I hear a motion?
I just have a clarifying question. Do graduate students not be the Aswu Meeting?
So that is up for later discussion, because as we're moving in, it is a discussion of like what they would pay, if it'd be open for them to pay, and that's why we're getting rid of it as of now, in case they do end up paying for that.
In that case, I'm to approve.
Second.
Okay, I'll leave for 2 minutes of discussion if there is any. Okay, as long as there's any discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes. All right, first article then, guys. Okay, Article 4. This is the executive, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do I hear a motion about Article 4? So a reminder, so we would move, we'd open for discussion, and then that could turn it would either be, there could be from the amendments, but I'd like to move more towards a more accurate part of the road, which is moving and then discussing.
I move to approve Article 4.
Okay, I'm going to move this up for about 2 minutes of discussion. Phil Noble.
Hannah, what number is the change from activity to treasure? What number is that? Amendment number 2?
We're voting on a full amendment as we change.
Okay. Yeah, first of all, last week I did approve this change, and I'm going to talk more about it. Yeah, so first of all, the change from the name financial vice president to treasurer that I voted personally, and the reason I did that is because FUP is an executive position, and changing the name from financial vice president to treasurer is definitely undermining that position. And we do, the way we are structured, like we do have treasurers for clubs. And in the beginning, we talked about how this might be confusing. And if we have a treasurer in Aswu and then we have a treasurer for all the clubs, that is, in my opinion, much more confusing because I am in touch with almost all the treasurers around campus, all of the club treasurers, and that is more confusing, like it creates more confusion than it solves it. Secondly, I think we should be taking a step forwards and not backwards. And the reason why I talk about this is because in the last meeting it was brought up that some freshmen, they did not understand the meaning of FPP, and I understand where they're coming from because this is the first time they are in college. They are moving from high school to college, and it's a big transition, I understand that. But the purpose of college is, like, the purpose of high school is to prepare you for college, and the purpose of college is to prepare you for your professional life. So there are some changes when you come to college, and I understand, like, there are treasures in high school, but this isn't high school anymore. And like I said, like, we are a part of this organization to serve, but at the same time, not just serving the college, we're serving ourselves as well. The work we do, it adds up to our resume as well. And as a senior who has been looking for jobs for the last couple of months and who has been job hunting a lot, I can tell you that one of the reasons why I got so many interviews was because of my job, because of the title it entails. And all of you know that nowadays it's not a person looking to go into the resumes. It's they go through a software, and if something pops up, they go through the screening process, and like that resume sees the light of day. Otherwise, they all get buried down. And one of the reasons why my resume stood out so much was because of the title Financial Vice President. And I love to talk about my job, and it opened a lot of doors for me. And even though I'm stepping out of this position, I want the person who comes and fills up the shoes, that person should have the same opportunity that I did, if not more. And that person should have access to all of those opportunities that I did. And yeah, this is my 2 cents on this topic. And yeah, if you still think that we need to change the name, I have a better suggestion. And I was looking up a lot of colleges and a lot of student governments, like the person who handles the finances of the government, like they call that person CFO. Anyone who has taken any business class or has any insight into the world of business, the term CFO stands for Chief Financial Officer. If you want, you can just Google it, quick Google CFO, and I think that is the most accurate term for this position. So like I said, we need to take a step forward and not a step back. If FPP is something that you guys think is too confusing, I think CFO is a really good term that we can use for this position. That's it.
William.
Sorry, I wasn't reading my
Oh. Jen?
Alright, so I rise in support of all of the following changes. I think we have to remember that we are a body that serves students, and whenever we are considering changes, we should have their interest in mind as our reasons to serve ourselves. And so, with all due respect, we should look at what does this name, this thing that it is currently communicating to the students. It currently communicates confusion. Our good incoming student rep, Christian, said that he was confused by this title. And I think if there's a current member that has been confused by this title, then clearly that there's something wrong and it needs to be changed. So that is why I spoke about specifically the treasurer. Also, communications director is much more representative, and vice president also clears up more of the structure that they will take over something else, the president. So I think if we're looking at from a student perspective, these just make much more sense, which is our goal. Just because we're in college doesn't mean we need to make things more confusing. We need to make things as simple as possible, and not try and give ourselves these high titles. It makes students understand us more, and it gives us a better image because we often inflate our language to make ourselves feel more important, and it kind of relieve us, frankly. But if we're supposed to be a student-serving body, then we should have a good PR with the students. So for all those reasons, I asked for a yes vote.
Michael.
I don't want to say much more than Jed. Based on, I do really respect your opinion, and so I do respectfully disagree. I was also one that was confused by the title of financial vice president when I came to Whitworth, knowing that most high schools use the title of treasurer, as we discussed in last week's meeting. Another clarification with that is that having a financial vice president would almost imply to me that there's a financial president of a different department, and that's where my confusion lies. So I agree with all of the name changes within this article, because I do think they make them simpler, saying instead of executive vice president, financial vice president, that there's simply president, vice president, treasurer, and position other than our communications director. I would agree that those are all simpler.
Okay. Yeah, Jed, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. My freshman year, I didn't know what Aswu was either. Doesn't mean we should always have Aswu. My entire freshman year, I had no idea what Aswu is, what they do, nothing. My sophomore year, that's when I had spent enough time on campus to realize like what is Aswu and what they do. But my point remains that if a freshman doesn't know what Aswu is, or like what the job of an MSP is, then that means we need to do better communicating that on our end. Doesn't mean we like just keep the fact and just move on. This position has been there for a while now, and the reason why they're intact is because people do understand what we're saying. And so if you don't look far, look at Whitworth. We have a president, Beck-Taylor, then we have an executive vice president, Gregor, and then we do have a financial vice president, which is Larry Provost. I don't see any confusion over there. It's just the way these organizations are structured. And Jeff, like, I understand where you're coming from, that we are trying to avoid confusion. But if we have a treasurer, and then we have a treasurer who is overlooking all those treasurers, that does create more confusion. That is, so if I were to tell someone, hey, I'm a treasurer, they would ask me, what club are you a treasurer for? You see where I'm coming from? That's more confusion right there. So how can you talk to a girl like, hey, I'm a treasurer, and the person you're talking to is also a treasurer for a club, but not for Aswu. So there is confusion. People will confuse club treasurers for Aswu treasurers. And I don't want that.
Georgia.
I was just going to say that as a first year, the part of this title that was confusing is just vice president, not the financial part. So is there any way we can come to like a middle ground, changing it instead of treasurer to like financial director or something like that, so that the meaning is still clear? However, you know, I think that way everyone will get what they're looking for in this situation.
Matt.
I would basically even say, like, I would literally just say financial director. But just because I think that financial vice president is confusing for first years, slash in general, but I also think the treasurer might be taking away some of the responsibilities that the position has with it. So I think that something like financial director might be a better middle ground instead of treasurer or financial vice president.
I just wanted to restate the purpose of the consultation committee, and the drive that we had was to make ourselves more accessible to students. And so just carefully consider that when you're voting. We should be serving students. We're here to serve students. We all have positions that arguably many of us are underpaid, and we are here because we want to make it better and want to serve the students. So consider that heavily when you're voting of what our students going to think, not what a certain organization about. The organization as a whole, more than just the internal organization we're in. Sorry.
Hey, George, could you quickly read Google's here for?
And also, so that is our 10-minute time. If there's more discussion, you can move to extend the time a little bit instead of 5 minutes. And also, since I am hearing other names, reminder you can make friendly amendments, propose friendly amendments, and then the motion, whoever proposed the motion, and continue the motion with the amendments.
Just a definition.
So you have a motion on the floor that has been seconded.
So if you guys can just take a look at the definition and see if it fits the position.
So-
And I have seen a lot of colleges that do have this position.
So whoever made the motion, if someone wants to suggest a friendly amendment, they have the ability to decide whether or not they want to change it, but the motion on the floor is to accept it as is.
Do we have to make a motion right now? It's already on the floor.
There's already a motion.
What's the motion?
To approve Article 4 as is, you can propose to the, Emily, you made the motion, correct?
What? Yeah, I knew it.
You can propose to propose to her to, friendly amendment, whatever your choosing is, and then she can decide if that, to either take that friendly amendment or to.
Oh no, go ahead. I said no.
Can't we also move to extend discussion at some point?
Yes, we also can move to extend it. Okay. So, David, did you have it?
I didn't quite catch what you were saying. Is it all right if I make a motion to extend discussion to about 4 minutes?
Yeah. So what was the time you suggested?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay. Wait a second. All in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Okay. Discussion will extend for another 2 minutes.
David.
Maybe we'll also-
This is kind of a clarifying question. So Aswu mimics a government, not a business. In the sense of like a government, what would this position normally be called? I understand in a business you call it CFO, but for people trying to access this for more of a just for consistent language, what would this position be titled if it were a government position? So, in my opinion, I've seen few governments have this title. They do have this title in business. I said I have seen examples of student government who do have this title, CFO. Okay. And that's the way I came up with this idea.
Okay, Katie Rose.
I have a proposal, so if you want to put me underneath Jen.
Perfect. Michael.
David hinted at what I was thinking also. I think CFO has the connotation of a business, and as you brought up the connotation of CFO, the first thing you mentioned was that it's a business title. I don't think Aswu personally should be run like a business. I know you said you've seen it in other governments, but it has that kind of connotation to me, and I think it does to other people as well.
Okay, Olivia.
I'd also like to point out like the names and how they sound like the students can like appropriately about those names. And I feel like sometimes like director or CFO can sound like less confident, like less like you can approach them than treasurer. I see both sides. I just think approachability wise, treasurer could be more willing to like come forward.
Jack.
Okay, to answer your question, federal government is Secretary of Treasury. Washington State is the state treasurer, and usually in most counties, it's the county treasurer. So that's what it's usually called.
Yeah, I've heard some things that I would do that.
Katie Rose.
Okay, so I propose to amend our original motion. Because we have a title of communications director, my proposal is to amend this motion so that the financial vice president will be called the financial director.
And would you like to move forward with that, or would you like to move forward with your original motion?
Sure.
So with
The first one?
so with the friendly amendment?
Sure.
Okay. So the motion, so just to clarify, the motion now stands as approve the name changes with, instead of treasurer, it would be, say, financial director. That was okay?
Yes.
Okay. If there's no longer any discussion, all those in favor?
Wait, can you say that again? It's
So-
so hard to hear back here.
Okay, so sorry guys. So the motion right now will be to approve, this is a lot. The motion will now be to approve the name changes, but instead of treasurer, it will be known as financial director. Okay, so all those in favor? All opposed? Abstaining?
It passed.
All right, motion passes. Just out of curiosity, what's 2/3? Yeah, what is 2/3?
If you have 18, it's 12.
It was exactly 2/3.
All right. All right, moving on. Okay. Article 5. And, do I hear a motion?
I would approve the changes. Second motion.
Okay. I'll go 5 minutes on this one. Or if we need extend time, we can.
Olivia, so I'm talking here about this, and I'd like to point out each residence hall. I don't have anything like wrong with it, I just think we're talking about each residence hall, when looking at like the village. I understand it's like still like a part of like representation underneath it. However, I think we're talking about each residence hall, when people look at this, they'll think, well, village is a residence hall, why not? Why does no one get a senator? And I think maybe adding something like a certain member instead of each residence hall.
I just wanted to say that Olivia brought this to me earlier in the week, and I would support adding something like minus the village in the representation of each residence hall. As it stands right now, they would arguably get a senator and a representative, which is a lot of overrepresentation. Christian.
On that note, would it be possible for one of the neighboring residence hall senators to, like, be responsible for the village and the other residence hall?
Jen.
Yes. So in years past, it has been Stewville, and technically they are under me, but it's complicated. And I fought to get the village's own senator. The committee was not with me, so a rep is the best we could do. And the reason I wanted just someone from the village is each residence hall has its own unique voice, and to jam them in with someone else, specifically since they are the smallest residence hall, it's going to dilute their voice, especially if it's either Stewart or Bowman. So that's the.
Oh, are you there?
Yes.
Katie, yours.
Yeah, just to kind of jump off of what Jen was saying, it's kind of like asking BMAC to have one senator, because that would kind of be impossible, because while BMAC is technically one community, they have really different, voices, in each of the halls.
Maybe you'll have to decide specifics.
So other discussion. All right. There's no other proposals for friendly amendments, no other discussion.
I guess, could we do each residence hall besides the village? We can into that.
So the motion now will be approve everything except add in excluding the votes and representation of senator.
I think all we need is like a side from the village.
Gotcha.
We'll get the side.
All right. Is that clear to everyone?
Can you repeat it?
The motion now has a friendly amendment of adding in excluding the village for that representation part, so they do not have a senator and a representative. This would just allow them to. This would just keep it so the village will only get its representative to the village.
If this fails, I will delete the suggestion I just made.
Right. Does everyone?
I have a quick question. Does really matter for movement? Okay, sorry, I feel like besides the village kind of excludes them. Is there a way we can put, I know, and I think the bylaws it talks about representation according to the amount of students per res hall. Is there a way we can say each res hall with this amount of residents in that senator position? Because I feel like this side could be.
Unfortunately, we won't know that until well past election time.
Okay.
Because housing consent are being prepared in summer.
I think we need to move to the science.
I move to extend discussion time.
A second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Okay. Give them 5 minutes.
Jaden.
I just have a question. Could we just give the village a senator instead of a representative? Can we do that?
That was discussed in committee, but we felt like that was over-representation, because they only have one at most residents.
If they have one representative, is it only for them, or is it like the village and someone?
Yes, down representation, and there it talks about how representational service advocates work, and the village is specifically section off.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was those groups individually or all together.
Nothing to do.
Katie.
I feel like the number of students is a little problematic, like basing it off of the number of students, because that was what was kind of tripping us up with, and like holding us back with zone representatives, because in our bylaws or in the Constitution, it used to only be like any community with over 220 students will have a representative in addition to their senator. And so I think using the number of students, especially because we can't really determine it, just might make things more complicated than they need to be.
Any more discussion? Okay, so Jed, would you like to add, so are you still going with your amendment with,
Besides the village?
yeah,
Yes.
okay. All those in favor of moving forward with making these changes with adding the friendly amendment of, besides the village, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes.
Please raise your hands high if you're in the back. That was this one you.
Okay. Okay.
You want to do it by section or before?
Let's do the whole article just because.
Oh, wait, just kidding.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
I move to approve the changes.
Okay. We'll set discussion through. Is there any discussion?
Okay.
I just like to thank Hannah for her great insight. This is just going to make elections a lot cleaner and easier for students to understand.
Christian.
On Tuesday, I asked Hannah many questions about this. I don't think it can be any better than it is.
This is gonna make me cry.
Okay. If there's no more discussion or friendly amendments, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes. discussion? There's no discussion.
Since we aren't doing treasurer, we're gonna have to change.
That was a blanket vote over the whole thing, so as soon as that's done.
Okay.
It will change immediately, because it's voted differently by the federal government.
Okay. The section's good, but yes.
Also, for clarification, the amendment to the name of the financial director will carry over to the non-boss as well. No? It won't? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it did.
This is the second copy.
Sorry, I missed it. Katie?
So then I propose an amendment to this motion so that, where treasurer is, we change it to financial director.
What did you say?
She's amending the name of treasurer.
This is the Constitution, so we're going to change the Constitution.
Yeah,
We
we're,
need to revote the bylaws.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I thought you said you should be different article. Sorry, my bad.
other discussion. All right, all those in favor? Okay, opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes.
Kristen?
I have a question about the budget amendment I proposed, last week about his first slash there. And that would apply to the Constitution as a whole. When would I propose that?
Would you like to propose a motion?
Yeah, I move to, amend the Constitution where with pronouns, instead of just having his, her, making his, her.
Olivia seconds. Sorry? Olivia, you seconded?
Yeah.
Okay. Loud and clear, 30 seconds. Okay, is there any discussion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, just a proposal, to amend the motion. For simplicity, can we just say there and X is her?
The reason I propose, keeping his and her, there, I think is appropriate for people that, identify as non-binary. I think a lot of transgender people, go through, a lot of hardships when changing their pronoun. And so I think keeping the his and her in there is important for that identity piece. So that's why I proposed it.
I rescind my amendment.
Megan?
What are we changing it to? I'm sorry, I only did swear and death, but
The proposition, or the movement as stands is that every instance of his or her moves to his, her, there in the language.
Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Again, sorry, all in favor.
Opposed? Abstaining? All right, motion passes.
Did someone not vote?
oh, I'm sorry, I closed up. Yeah.
Okay.
You can just throw me in.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay, now moving on to Article 9. If there- Okay. Okay, Article 9, do I hear a motion?
I move to approve Article 9.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
Okay, floor's open for discussion. I think it's just that phrase in good standing. Is there floor's open for discussion?
Look for, good spelling, capitalization.
Yeah, it's like me going to wish I would forget, so.
Any other discussion? All All those in favor? Okay, opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes.
Last article of the Constitution, guys. Go us.
Okay, this is Article 13?
Yeah.
Okay, Article 13 changes. Do I hear a motion?
I would approve Article 13.
Olivia, would you second? Close up the discussion.
So I invoked this article, I think it was numbered differently, I don't know. But it did not go smoothly. I think these rules just streamline the process and make it more fair. And it also includes not just assembly members, but also groups to provide interpretations, which make sure we're being held accountable, not breaking our rules. Yes.
Yes. I just kind of have a question. So when I was reading the job duties or job description of executive vice president when I was running, one of the points on there was to interpret the Constitution and its bylaws. And because here in the Constitution is the president, I just want to make sure that that's not a part of the PPP by job description. So the appellate process was different in the bylaws and in the Constitution. It seems that they were at odds with one another, as with the vacancy of office clause or articles. So we were inventing that. It seems that the job description for EVP was based on bylaws in that case. However, this is if both pass in the bylaws and the Constitution, the language will be the same in each as we have proposed it in the Constitution.
Other discussion? All right, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes. Congratulations, you just amended the Constitution.
Is there anywhere in the Constitution that says that the president is unfit, like as with a whole, when we vote for president? That's wondering, doesn't matter.
No, because they can't. Because he's elected, or he or she or they are elected by the general student body. So as we do not have the power to remove them. But it is written in the Constitution that every Aswu has to follow the contract and stay in good standing with the university, and they do it that in automatically.
Also, if I've upset you, you can leave it.
Wait, do you ask me a question?
No, I just said if I've upset you, it's like we can discuss.
Don't worry, Jason is the
That's
Yeah.
On to the bottom. Yeah, you guys can do that, right? Okay, so this is where we have to vote on the change again, right? Yeah.
Okay, so do I hear a motion? And Jason, they can move, this initial motion can be moved to an action in the Constitution, correct? Okay.
I move to approve this article, provided that the name change goes from treasurer to financial officer. I know the director. Thank you, director. Sorry.
Good, second, close up the discussion. Michael. All right, this is the only change in article, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Alright, motion passes.
Okay, so here are spots that not represented in the area of constituency, which they all belong to. And then where you have two unexcused absences, you meet with the executive committee instead of the review board. And then for job descriptions, you have to be approved by the assembly by majority vote.
Okay, Article 2, do I hear a motion?
Move to approve the changes.
I second.
Christian, second.
Jason.
It's just that if you wish me to change section 8 to say constituency in which he, they does not belong to / reside, because we're going to use it as a preposition.
Wait, what are you saying?
Just split belong to and reside.
Oh, okay.
Jason, would that be blanketed or for whole bylaws?
This is the only section that I said.
Okay, cool.
But if it needs to, it does carry on, right?
No, it's just this one section.
I don't, that's competitive. I have a question. Do we need to do the he, they motion for the bylaws?
So that, yeah, that's what I just added. Yes, we would. I don't know if it is anywhere, but if it is, we would need to change it because this would only change this section.
It's on section, it's in number 8 right now. If we were to, I don't think we can propose changes. Can you, to a motion?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's from the amendment.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of.
And then, again, if this doesn't happen, I will release these.
Again,
So with that friendly amendment, does that also, you'll look at over the whole thing if you want to take with the EG way?
No, I'm not even talking about that part.
Okay.
I'm just talking about this last part, belong to / reside, because was resides not belong to. To use a preposition, I don't like anything.
My understanding is that we're not talking about finance with this motion, that would be a separate motion after this motion is voted.
other discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Thank you for the highlight hand research.
Opposed? Abstaining? All right, Article 2 passes. Before we move on to the next article, yes, Christian.
I move to make an amendment to all pronouns throughout to be based for,
Good. Looking at you second. Close open for discussion. All right, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? All right, motion passes. Now, Article 3. The name changes to the coordinators and then
Well,
we'll.
that's also that happens, which was,
Okay. Article, this is still Article 3, right? Yeah, okay. Article 3, do I hear a motion?
I move to changes.
Do I hear a second? Okay. Close up the discussion on this one, 5 minutes.
Lauren. Okay, so I'm all down for the change of description for the sports events coordinator, but I do not like the name school spirit coordinator. It just doesn't sound like that professional to me. Honestly, like, I'm the school spirit coordinator. I don't like that. So, I looked into a lot of student
onto school spirit as a whole of the university, beyond sports necessarily. So thinking about other ways to get school spirit and to get people involved in school. Was my understanding. Parker?
Yeah, no, because there's more. Because there's also some things that we do that aren't just sports. Like homecoming week, yes, it's a football game, but there's more to that. It's not everything that we do with school spirit. There's more to that than just sports. It's just kind of like a general vibe, is it? Like, how do we reach students and keep their school spirit high, but don't necessarily go to events? So that's why we made it so it kind of covered more than just sports in general. Also, I misspoke last week. Also, Monday Mania would stay under whatever they decided to go with this coordinator.
Okay, Christian.
This is a question for Jason again. This week, I worked on proposing a board member position. How would that work if we wanted to approve what is currently there for the name changes, but considering that position is not ready to be presented? So,
We're just addressing what's been proposed now. Anything we would do, we would have to vote on later. So we have to make decisions as to what people have, what this has been proposed and presented to people. And then if we want to make additional changes later, that option exists.
okay, thank you.
For the bylaws, not for the constitution. This is the bylaws.
The bylaws don't go to the student body. So we have the rest of the semester potentially to play with this, but please don't, because there are things that affect the constitution. So be careful and take that with a grain of salt. That's all I'm saying. George, are you anything good? Okay. Olivia?
This is not good with the changes, but really don't need to make it before expectations.
I'm sorry, say it louder.
It does not go with the changes, but we can before expectations.
Yes, in fact, that's just. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, to my understanding, the reason that position is going to be broader than just, because the way Parker just described it, I could be wrong, when you're doing stuff like homecoming, there are events that go into homecoming, but it revolves around the sport, so is the position not, is it moving away from just like, I'm just confused on then if it's all sports or if it's sports plus, like, because it's, to me, I don't see that, if it is like homecoming, then that's still like something that you relate to like sports, right? So then I don't see no harm in having sports in the name per se, but I could be understanding that wrong.
Well, because also with homecoming weekend, the football game is an event that we like advertise and support, but there's also a lot more that goes on, like the homecoming dance, picnic. Yes, it's more for Woodward. The homecoming is more about like combining the current Woodward environment with the alumni, and so it's coming.
So why would we change the whole like name for one year?
It's not just that time, that's just an example.
Oh, it's just a okay.
Yeah, I also want to mention that whenever there's a new position, that provides a lot of opportunity for that position. And so we're looking at the work right now and we're seeing that there is a need for something or a way that this role can be expanded and fulfill a potential need. So how far can we expand school spirit and make that something that Woodward students can take pride in beyond athletics, but also including athletics. So it's still that position, it's just expanding it and making it have more potential, if that makes sense. Victoria?
What if we did sports and events coordinator? I agree with Warren that it has a lot to do with sports, but also homecoming is, like Parker said, more than events than a sport event.
Katie Rose.
Okay, so first I have to reply to that, Victoria. Sports and events coordinator will kind of mixes in with our, campus events coordinator and traditional events coordinator positions. So I don't think that this school spirit coordinator will be planning the entirety of homecoming because that's, traditional events coordinator's job and, stuff like that. But my other point is school spirit sounds really high school to me. Like
also point out there's more to this article. Also, with spirit coordinator, we strayed away from that because of spiritual life coordinator.
Yeah.
Christian,
I will move to extend discussion.
do you want to put time on that?
We'll do 4 minutes.
Thank you.
Do I hear a second?
Oh, a second.
Okay, moving seconds. All those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? All right, 4 more minutes.
Okay, moving on.
I am just worried about just with changing it from sports to school spirit. I agree that it sounds kind of high school and a little neat, but I'm also worried that we won't be serving like the people that want to do school or sports events, but don't really. I don't know. I feel like sports events or sports and school spirit are always related. And while there are school spirit events that are important for the university, some of them are related to sports. So I'm worried that people that are into sports that want to go to student government won't have that option and won't really know where to go with that.
Jeff.
So when we were looking at this job, one of the issues we saw is that sports events coordinator usually does Monday Mania, and that's it for kind of events. So we wanted to give this coordinator position, if it were to its existence.
Yeah, the one who did that, I think, since we're at both the job description, I understand like what you want to add the spirit aspect to it. Gordon, I do see there is like people, there's places where you follow spirit coordinator instead of school spirit. So that's also an option there. Also, I don't know if it's too long about like sports and college spirit coordinator.
Christian.
I don't love this idea, but the move to sports / spirit coordinator, it's just,
Desi.
So I'm gonna need a little bit backstory. Can someone please tell me why it was moved to even change sports event coordinator, like what the original issue was? Because like I understand where everyone's coming from, but I also don't feel like sports event coordinator is like ugly. So I'm just like kind of like can someone explain to me like why? Maybe I can understand a little bit more.
The original discussion in Constitutional Committee was debating if the position had become more obsolete or not, or could be given to, the duties could be given to other coordinators. That quickly changed when we realized that the athletic department had taken steps last year that they were now falling back on. So there is a need for spirit and for kind of a pepiness or that aspect of things. They had tried to start kind of like an Instagram or a type of deal to help hype school spirit, but that's not in functioning this year. So instead of getting rid of the position, we're looking at expanding it to give it more meat, just because it seemed like sometimes it was not the best use of resources. Lower.
I think everyone, like for myself too, I love the new description, and I think the new duties are great. But I just think the schools, I'm just stuck on the school spirit name. I think that is not a professional at all sounding name. So I totally agree with the changing of the overview of what the position holds, because I have felt a lot of times where I'm not doing enough for like transition there, so I agree with that. But I just really caution the school spirit name. That just, I don't like it. I think something like athletic relations alongside changing that description so that people are understanding that it's not just sports. If you are going to be doing those extra events, I think would be kind of a good middle. I would just stray away from the school spirit name.
Lauren, do you have a friendly amendment that you'd like to close?
Oh, you don't want to do this. But I just like propose a friendly amendment to change it to like athletic relations coordinator, or is that what I would do?
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Oh.
Jason does not like that.
would
not like it, it's not bad.
That's it.
It's not the response to you.
I would also like to say that we've run out of speaking time for that motion that Christian made in text. We also have not talked about anything else with this article. There are 2 other changes that are significant in this article. Christian.
I would move to extend discussion time to 6 more minutes.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? All right. Under 6 minutes.
Who motioned originally? Jed, do you accept Lauren's?
With all due respect, I will shoot it again.
Okay, can I propose an amendment to make it pirate spirit coordinator? What do you think about that?
I don't think, what if we did, I don't know, I feel like a good sub-spirit would be like relations, it sounds more professional, I don't know what you put in front of it, because you don't want to like athletic or sport, right, does just have a sport, but then also if 75% of the position is focused on sports, you know, and it's, I don't know.
Olivia.
It's kind of a little like earlier. I would recommend me not doing like school spirit / sport and just trying to stick to one name. And I also don't fully agree with having like athletic department relations. Because I feel like there's more to that job than like, the relations part, because you're also bringing in spirit, and I feel like that's what pirate media is you're bringing like awareness, like sports for people who might not normally watch or like you're bringing like spirit to them. I do love like the idea of like pirate spirit.
Okay, Jed.
If you want to go with a new name, I just want to remind everyone that we're certain students and let's try and stay away from a name that uses big words and confusing. That's why I think school spirit, even though it is a little high schooly, you get it, you know what it means.
That's it.
Okay, so kind of going back again to what I said a little bit before. I like the idea of it being sports something, whether it's events coordinator, sports relations, I don't know. I don't care anything that has sports in it because I feel like I don't think that there's a problem with something being dedicated to like one, not specific area or something, but like having it be its own little thing. Because I mean, if you think about it, like realistically and logistically, sports are something that Whitworth really prides himself in, and I think that's the sports aspect of Whitworth is really big. So I don't see the issue with Lauren's position being called sports event relation correlation whatever, something like that, because I mean she's going to be dealing mostly with sports, and yeah, there will be some events where she's gonna have to work with other people in other areas, and that's fine, but that doesn't necessarily make her that event coordinator of that specific thing. She still at the end of the day would be dealing really specifically with sports and athletics. So maybe if it was like sports and athletic event coordinator, then that would make a little bit more sense to me, but I kind of like the idea of having sports in the name because we're talking about sports here.
Darcy, I totally hear you, and I do think, and that's why we don't want to get rid of this position, because there's so much relation between sports. But what we were proposing with this is so it doesn't limit it, and so when someone comes in to apply for the job, they know they're not just working with sports, but they know that they're going to be getting themselves into the whole campus as a whole. So we just wouldn't be trying to like take away from sports, we'd be trying to grow the position in general. And also with the whole school spirit, they don't consider this college spirit coordinator. That's also the impact we've thrown out there that make it sound less school spiritish, and I think would help. But yeah.
I just wanted to talk about the relations aspect. When we're talking about athletic relations, that sounds a lot like communications director to me. Where's the differentiation between that? When we were talking about communications director and the constitutional committee, we also talked about how they might be communicating with departments outside of Aswu as well. So we're trying to expand our reach and how we are collaborating with people. Not taking anything away from the current sports events position, but just saying, pointing that out that might be a point of confusion. I would also, personally, we are a university, we are not a college. So, universal spirit coordinator, throwing it out there. Christian.
I'm also going to throw out a main idea. Maybe hire a pride coordinator. I don't know. I've got
You already have a club on campus for Pride Pride, and I don't want to mix that up.
Huh?
You already have a club on campus. That's called Pride Pride. I don't want to mix those two things up.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I understand what, like, the sports event coordinator, like that name doesn't encompass all of the things that moving forward you want to add to the job description. But how about we change it to something that encompasses it in a way where it's not as direct as school, like school spirit, but it does encompass it. But I'm just throwing it out there, but what about sports activities coordinator? Because under sports activities, that does include school spirit. It's not sports events coordinator because we're not doing just events anymore. Any stuff that falls under the sports umbrella that includes school spirit, that you would just add that there as well. What do you guys think? Just putting it out there.
It sounds really cool. Sorry, Xavier.
I was thinking because school spirit, I understand the reason for changing it to that because it's going to be broader than just sports, which I'm hearing. I was thinking and school is kind of, I guess, high school, so I was thinking maybe to like university engagement community instead of spirit, because spirit engagement kind of similar. But I don't know if there's any other titles like that.
Katie Rose, and then this discussion has
Okay, I want to comment on that. University sounds good, but engagement, again, like we want to serve our students, so again, we don't want to include super big words that won't describe the positions. So like university spirit coordinator sounds nice. I also just want to point out that these are the bylaws. So while it's more convenient to vote on it all today, the bylaws don't have to go through the students. So if we really feel like it, it's already 6:05 and we have a lot more to go through. If we feel like it, maybe we can table this name discussion or this article for like a couple weeks or next week so we have time to discuss this name and come back to it, because again, it doesn't have to go through the school and we just voted it on it ourselves. So.
I just want to say, point of information, we are starting hiring for these positions starting on Monday. And so that's why there's a little bit of a crunch. But if you all decide you're not ready to make a vote, that's okay as well.
Is there a question here that this rhymes with sports event coordinator? Because I feel like if we can't find a name, we can keep the sports event coordinator, but under the description of that, we could also say there's also an addition of these responsibilities that they have to do.
If you go to the Aswu website, all the job descriptions are there.
Also, we need to extend speaking time in order to keep discussing.
To extend it 5 minutes.
Sure. Do I hear a second? Okay. All in favor of extending for another 5 minutes on the discussion of this article? All in favor?
Yeah,
extending discussion time by 5 minutes. Raise it high, guys.
Yes, please, very high. 1, 2.
Those opposed?
Abstain.
Okay, abstaining?
It's a tie. 9, 7, 2.
So the abstention goes 10, so it passes.
Okay. Just another 5 minutes.
Yes, but, okay, so we keep talking about what we want students to know what they're about and applying. The sports part of this job is what created this job. If it was just like if it was a university spirit coordinator or like something, I probably honestly would not have been interested because sports, like, that's what I was like passionate about, passionate in like getting more attention to and like raising the school spirit in that way. So I think we're kind of straying very far. The core of this job, right, is like the Monday Mania event and a lot of those larger sports events like homecoming and like those things. And I totally, like I said before, agree with changing the description. But I think taking out the sports in the name would honestly turn people away from this job because if this didn't have sports in the name, I wouldn't even have been interested. And I think if it's like a 75% of this job is related to sports, and then that's it's related that much to sports. So I would just caution taking sports out. I don't like just because there's such a large group of our school who love sports and love being engaged with them and involved with them, and so I think straying away from that aspect, but also straying a lot of people away from this job.
Other discussion? Okay. There has been a lot of names thrown out. Are there any friendly amendments that anyone would like to propose before we move on to an official vote? Because as the official vote would stand now, everything in this article, including some that we have not discussed yet, would be approved. All right. So all those in favor?
Yes.
Yeah, because there's no.
Oh, well then, sorry, so I'm so confused with the So I would propose a friendly amendment to just keep it sports events.
Jed, you hold the motion, would you like to accept?
No.
Okay. So, again, voting on this now, as stands with all changes. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? Motion passes. You need a motion now, are you good?
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right, moving on.
Committees and councils has that.
Right, I think just making
Let me
sure.
keep checking that.
I think it's just the 2 and 4.
It's just this.
And, yeah.
Okay, is this Article 4?
Yeah, Article 4. Okay, here, membership for committees, we 2 students at large instead of 3.
You're not seeing that enough.
Okay, so for Article 4, we have committees where we changed it instead of having at least 3 students at large, we changed it to at least 2 students at large, and then 2 Aswu employees or elected officials. And then for membership, we have here the SEC should have 4 assembly members and 4 students at large. And then here, where if the vice president or EVP does not serve as the chair, they should appoint an Aswu member to hold the position that will have to be approved by the exec committee. Those are the changes there.
Christian.
2 things. First, can you define student at large?
Can we have a motion before we
he asked the question. So yes, a student at large is someone who is not a member of the Aswu organization.
From the board, I make the motion first.
Yeah, Jay did. Chris, would you like a second? Okay.
That was confusing.
Okay. Floor's open for discussion. All right, all's in favor? Opposed? Abstaining?
Georgie, next in Article 5, Section 3, we added the effect.
Can we just,
We have to approve it.
okay.
Okay. Article 5.
To approve.
Do I hear a second? Okay, floor's open for discussion.
Well, yes, for good spelling.
Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining?
David, I couldn't hear you at first, so I thought you were going to say. You approve. I thought.
Okay, motion passes. Okay, now Article 6.
This is the extensive changes to elections.
Okay, yeah, so it's gonna be, okay.
Okay. Do I hear a motion for Article 6?
Second.
Okay, floor's open for discussion.
Katie Rhodes.
Okay, George, will you scroll down to election guidelines, please? Or maybe, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know who's.
It's George.
George, okay. Hannah, I remember completely understanding why you got rid of the election guidelines, and I agree with you that they're not always consistent, and that it should be, you know, up to the vice president, like, what exactly goes on in elections for each year and each semester. However, I am just so concerned about the future EVPs having nothing to go on. Because I know that if I didn't have, you know, this reference as EVP, I would have been lost and I wouldn't have known what to do. And I'm just so concerned for like future EVPs because this job is really stressful. Your job is so stressful, and I'm just worried that this having a complete lack of any kind of election guidelines for them to go off of is just going to make the job worse. So,
Yeah. I completely agree. I am just responding directly. However, we have a binder that is carried over and has election guidelines. I'm planning on meeting my copy of the election guidelines. I think it's important for each EVP to think critically about planning guidelines for the semester that they're in. And so I would advocate for that. It's also something that I chose and that we chose last year to go for, knowing how stressful it was going to be. I knew that this was going to be awful during election season. Little did I know I was going to be doing it through a pandemic. Little did you know that you were going to do it completely virtually for the first time. It's going to be different no matter how it is. And I agree that there does need to be some sort of template back to refer to, but I do not think that belongs in the bylaws. Jen, did you raise your hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just partially not, and yeah, I just want to thank you again for your insight. And I trust the wisdom of all upcoming VPs to listen to you and Katie. And I'm not
should include. And then, is it technically in here that it would be good to move the election timelines and campaign guidelines above the violations of campaign guidelines? Because I would also like to friendly amend that. Olivia, you made the motion.
Yes. Yes. First one confused me a little bit, but I'm good for the second one.
Okay, so the first one I was asking to add in the verbiage. So there's the itemized list on section 3, currently is line item 3, the campaign guidelines shall include. I would like to add in runoff guidelines for specific positions and circumstances into that list. Does that make sense to everyone else?
Other discussion? All right. All those in favor? Those opposed? Abstaining? Passed? Yeah, this is it.
I'm gonna recommend that we skip Article 7.
Even with the
Yes, because
Yeah,
there's gonna be more changes coming.
I need to work on that. That's not an happening.
Do we need to move to table?
What's up?
Do we need to move to table it or?
No, I mean,
Okay. Cool. So, so, what do we say? Okay, moving our plate? Moving to move our plate?
I move to move on to the second.
Okay, close up for discussion.
Just a clarifying question, this is being removed because we have an article in the Constitution about vacancy.
All right, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes. New article eight. Okay. Article 9. Can I hear a motion?
I move to Article 9.
Can I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All right, close it open for discussion.
This is, sorry, was there anyone else?
You're good.
This is the exact same as it was in the Constitution, just in the bylaws, right? For the, oh wait, never mind, this is something different, right? Oh wait, yeah,
No,
it's
this is
something
the
different.
same.
Yeah,
So it's
copy
not-
and paste.
Okay, cool.
Michael?
This one, no mod bylaws, is one word first, in the article title, and then it's hyphenated under section one.
Probably because it was edited up into the Constitution and then copied and pasted into the bylaws.
Okay.
You asked why?
I mean, what's the correct? Is it one word or five?
it's spelled both ways. There's not a consistent,
It's not?
not really.
Okay.
At the beginning of this document, as it is referred to, it is one word, non-hyphenated.
That's what I saw
motion. Opposed? Abstaining?
I think that
Cool.
Yep.
All right, motion passes, and now we're back to Jed's original motion of approving Article 9. Okay, any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes. We're getting there, guys. Thank you for hanging in there.
What?
Okay.
That's just a change from 11 to 7 since you did.
Okay. Last one?
Yeah.
Okay. Final article, Article 11. Do I hear a motion?
I would do for it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, documents on the table for discussion.
I would like to propose a friendly amendment. I would like to propose that we add a clause or section somewhere that puts a sunset clause on any legislation that is passed through this article. Not on the article itself, but on the legislation that's passed through it.
So it's something similar to cross that line.
Minus on the actual amendment.
So what it would be is, since we discussed in the last meeting that there's nothing in place that says that it has to be for the academic year, this would require that any legislation that is passed for an act of God would be have a sunset clause on it. There would be a sunset clause put on whatever they propose.
So for example, it would be, the constitutional amendment may only be in place for the academic year, which is normally passes.
The sunset clause that was in place in the past was both on this bylaw and on the amendments that were passed through. I am proposing the friendly amendment that is only on the amendments that are passed through for the academic year that is passed.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
Victoria?
Definition of sunset clause.
Okay, yeah, it's basically just that the amendment will go away after a certain period of time. So we're setting a period of time as the end of the school year that has passed it.
Other discussion?
Kind of parliamentary inquiry, wouldn't Hannah have to specify an academic year?
I was proposing.
You would have to actually state what you wanted to say.
I am proposing that it reads, that constitutional amendments passed by this article may only be in place for the academic school year that they're passed.
Yeah, accept.
Okay. The motion with the friendly amendment that Hannah has stated, all those in favor? Opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes, and is that the last article? Great job, y'all. Okay, now to other business. Okay. As a forum, so we had discussed at training that we wanted time for people to discuss kind of issues, like, I don't want to say issues, but for a place for us to talk and like an open place for people to discuss what's going on with the organization with one another. And so we have proposed it as reform, which is like a tittle tattle. Allows people to, it'll open up for a time for us to discuss. And so we had 3 ideas in mind. It'd be Wednesday before the meeting, Tuesday after GE, and then Thursday.
We propose Wednesdays as well.
I didn't say
Oh, sorry.
and Thursday. So what times work best for you guys, would you say? Would it be before this meeting? Would it be Tuesdays after GE? Would it be Thursdays?
Yeah, after GE is best for me. I have a class before this meeting, only 15 minutes each, so I don't have to 15 minutes away.
Gotcha.
I would just send out some time so that we can I don't know, whoever can go to the most. But I think that would be best, just like an email.
Okay, I'll shoot that email tomorrow. So, speaking on emails, coordinator meetings, I just want to check in with coordinators. Just kind of, so I'll shoot an email either today or tomorrow, just kind of asking for some schedule times, and we're just going to be like a one-on-one check-in to see what events you guys got going, see how all the events are doing. And then also, this isn't up there, but after the meeting, if you guys could stay for 2 minutes, me and Emery need you for a video for surveillance testing. Or, you're not being surveillance testing, but it's a video. It's a video for COVID cares. Thank you. So if you guys could please sit after the video, just take 2 minutes. It'd be greatly appreciated.
Awesome. Yeah, our capital account is at $17,380 and unallocated is at $17,750. Yeah. So, I did have a committee meeting over the weekend and we went over a couple of recommendations. So for the first recommendation, we will have Sophie Elizabeth talk to us. She is requesting funds for our yearbook. So what happened was that last year, because seniors had to, our semester was cut short and even went online, and seniors didn't get their yearbooks. And this year she wanted to make an effort to send those yearbooks in mail. And yeah, so initially we started with like $2,000, that's what she was requesting, but through a process of sending out emails to all the seniors to see who actually wants the yearbook, the number has come down to $635, if I'm not, and that's what she's requesting from Aswu. So our seniors can have their yearbooks. And yeah, she made us really explaining the situation.
Hi, Aswu. My name is Sophie Elizabeth, and I'm the editor-in-chief of Literacy Yearbook .cv. We are coming to you to requisition for $635 to cover the cost of shipping last year's yearbooks to seniors that have requested them. A little bit of background on the situation. Typically, our books are distributed on campus in the spring, and all students pay for them through their student fees, so they're free to pick up. Obviously, because of the situation being sent home last year, we were unable to distribute our publication in the spring. Instead, we did a fall distribution, but a lot of seniors had moved to different states and weren't able to come pick up these books. And since they've already paid for them through their student fees last year, we felt it wasn't right to ask them to pay for shipping to get these books to them. So we're coming to you to try and cover the cost of the shipping, which is about $3.50 a book, depending on how far it's going. We ship through media mail, so that is the cheapest way to ship a book. And the $1 padded envelope. The way we landed on the $635 amount is because we sent out a survey in the beginning of December and kept it open through about mid-January and collected the names of about 130 seniors that want these books to be sent to them. So that's how that information was collected. Yeah, I think that's really all the information I have about it. We're just trying to get these books out to them. I know many of them are wanting to reminisce on the good parts of the year before COVID, which is a lot of the book covers. And yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions that we've faced on, we'll be able to answer those for you. But thank you for your consideration, and I look forward to hearing what you guys say. Thank you.
Thanks, Sophie. Any questions?
Okay. There's no questions, we'll hear a motion.
I move to approve the requisition.
Okay.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Yeah.
All opposed? Abstaining? Motion passes. Alright, okay, moving on. Second recognition. This recognition was submitted by very young Emma, and it is for a new pool table for Erin House. It's going to cost us $3,178, and that will be coming out of capital account. The finance committee recommended that we approve this motion, and Emma is here to talk more about it.
Okay, so I'm requisitioning for 2,178. To break down the expense, the cost of the pool table itself is $2,000, and the 178 is just taxes. I've talked about in shipping and installation of the pool table itself will be included in that price. This is the lowest price that I could find. The other one that I found was 4,000 and above. And this is a local company called Global Billiard Supply. And I really like this pool table for Aaron because it's not for show. It's a sturdy pool table. He also mentioned, the supplier mentioned that Gonzaga also have a few of these of the same pool table. The pool table itself is called the Old Houghton Sheridan pool table, and it's an oak laminated pool table. And oak is really, really strong. Well, not really strong, but it's just really sturdy wood, and it's 8 feet long, which is an average pool table size that I also compared to the one that I have now in Aaron. Other things, I've been talking to a lot of my constituents about this, and the first thing that most of them talk about is the pool table. The condition of the pool table right now, the felt on it is ripped in many places, big and small. There is one cup holder for the pool, the ball is not, it's not sturdy. It could go off at any time. And one of the side of the pool table is also not sturdy and not placed well, and also could go off. So I think it's best, since I have many constituents coming to me about this problem, I think it's best to get this new pool table. I also considered refelting it because of the felt condition, but because of the other damages that is on it right now, I consider refelting kind of useless because there's bigger issues that could lead to the whole pool table just breaking.
Thanks, Emma. Any questions for Emma?
I have a question. So as a senator last year, I tried to get a pool table for EJ through the same company, actually, which is really funny. I think it was the same pool table. It's also really funny. Oh goodness, sorry. Did you talk to facilities about the installation or to the company about the installation process or removal of the old pool table at all?
Not the removal, but I did talk about the installation process. He said he has quite a few of the pool tables that I want right now halfway installed, and they said that they can take the stuff here and install it themselves, and it's not like they have most of the pool table already like put together, so it's not going to be that bad.
Okay, so the removal of the old pool table potentially cost them. Yes.
Is that at this topic, or what are the areas? That is not approved.
I didn't hear that, sorry.
He said that this is all that we're approving is to come out of your budget if it costs more money.
Oh.
Yep. David.
How much money, this is my question, how much money do we currently have in capital account?
We have $17,380.
Oh, wow. I was just looking at prices online. I mean, I don't have a problem with approving that, but I see a lot of options that are under
small pool table to a 12 feet pool table. So, I looked at many of those that are below $1,000, but the quality and the shipping costs included, not included with that too, and also the size.
Just kind of a side question. Is this a wooden pool table? I know I had this issue in New Mall a couple years ago where people would put a beer pong without beer, but you can have it whatever it is. And the wood warped, which made the table completely unusable. Do you have any way to combat that problem? If they decide to put liquid on the table, is it going to warp the table?
Well, it's a pool table, not a ping pong table.
But is it, I mean, we have a school table in New Mall too that completely warped.
If I remember correctly, the model that she's getting is the same one that I was intending to get last year. And it is a high quality pool table that was used at like infirmary, like places and places that, like mental hospitals that would not be treating the pool table well, and they lasted for a long time. It's used at Gonzaga as a mental program.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, you're definitely on that one.
Awesome. Any other questions for Emma?
Kind of going off David's thing and everything you kind of talked about. One is the oak also a really good wood, pointing that out. I'm just saying, it's great. It's very strong, very sturdy. And a lot, like, I also look at cheaper ones, like, because I also was like 2,000 a lot. And if you look at like the materials, it's not as like high quality, or it might not last as long. And I think keeping that in mind with like the career and like what it's casual kind of really for. As well as I didn't quite hear Emma. Is that installation process, is that included in the 2,378 or?
Yeah, I talked to the supplier and he said it is included, both shipping and installation.
Perfect.
Any other questions for Emma? Okay, Emma, I'm going to ask you to leave the room while we vote on this resolution. Thank you.
When do I know when to come in?
Just follow you. Yeah. All right, for the session.
Why didn't you get that pool table for us? Because it, okay, so I had it approved in November of last year. And I think it was for the same price because I actually had planned for removal of the pool table. I had talked each residence hall is doing prime time physically, if they are doing prime time. Yes,
Aaron is not doing time.
right, so there are some that aren't. If they are doing them, please attend and do that. Yes?
I had an inside source that said Rupa Bari is going to Alpha, he was sending them camps as well.
Yeah, I talked to my EC today about that as well.
If there are prime time happening this evening, attend them. If not, I don't think you could attend them. It's okay. That's it. If there are, yeah, anyway. Student highlight is Jamie Sigler. She broke what was it? A conference record with swimming. And so, huge kudos. I just got confirmation from someone on live stream that there are no prime times at all too. So, that's great. That's all.
Alright, upcoming events. Money moves for after graduation. Yeah, so I'm going to be Katie Lutz for a second. I'm going to do my best to read it directly what she sent me. Money moves for after graduation. It's happening next Thursday, March 4th from 5 to 7 p.m. in NPR. It is a walk-by event, whoop whoop. She's partnering with Balance Your Bucks to make a night for seniors that will cover financial stuff like paying off student loans, investing, credit cards, and all that jazz. We are hoping to get meal cards for all those who stop by, and there will be a $100 raffle. So come, it'll be fun. She probs will need help, like 3 to 4 people, and she will ask for that tomorrow. Any questions I can't answer? Yes.
March 4th.
March 4th, 5 to 7 Thursday. Casino night.
I sent you guys an email today. Please just sign up and read the email and text me if you have questions. That's all.
Questions? Next slides.
Wait, decisions here first. Why? They sent that to me. Only 3 was sent that to me.
Alright, next slides. Katie.
Hopefully club updates are going to start again next week. Hopefully, so just keep that in your mind.
Yeah.
So on campus, at least Michael, Victoria, and myself just planned a few events for off-campus students on March 17th. We're going to be, 17th, we're going to be hosting a hot chocolate social outside of Warehouse Center, where off-campus students and other students are going to be able to pick up some hot cocoa. We're also going to try to extend that to be flex friendly, and we're going to allow students to fill out a form and have a little hot cocoa care package sent out to them. And then the other two events that we want to do are some kind of like barbecue drive-through. We're going to details about them later. And after that, what are we looking for to start on?
It's not the way to ask that here.
I wrote it down here somewhere. Oh, that was it. Yeah, Michael came up with the idea of running like a bird golf or golf competition.
Oh, that's it.
So yeah, that's what we got currently on the agenda.
So you have questions?
Rachel.
2 upcoming events on Friday is Gospel Zoom Explosion. In the past, Whitworth has hosted multiple different gospel choirs to come for a night where they all sing a Zoom community event. This year is on Zoom. There's a list of report. And also next Monday is Esau McCauley's speech, and so he'll be talking to us via Zoom. He'll also be with us in DE on Tuesday, but I highly recommend you come on Monday night to hear what he's about and hear what he has to say. He'll be talking about his book, Reading the Bible, blah, blah, blah. So Pirate Report has all the info for that.
Okay, other Bibles.
Jason's birthday.
25. All right. Shout outs.
Shout out to Parker for being concussed. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Happy birthday
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jason. Happy birthday to you.
All right. Yeah. Shout out to all of you for sitting here and for working the process, and shout out to the committee. You guys did a good job. Like you put in a lot of hours. That's a lot of commitment, and yeah, we really appreciate it. So shout out to all of you.
Yeah, same thing. It's tough. I know everyone doesn't get everything what they want, but that's representative of the state board. So thanks for sticking